Visit Camp Brightside and enjoy great food and drinks in our rustic dining room or on the huge covered patio. Camp Brightside is not just great food and drinks, but unmatched atmosphere that includes outdoor games, a wiffle ball field, and an outdoor stage. Camp Brightside is located at 8701 Ranch Road 2338 Williams Drive, near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Camp Brightside is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show each Wednesday at 6 p.m. For food and fun like nowhere else in Georgetown, visit Camp Brightside and stay a while. For an old-fashioned dining experience, visit Goldberger Diner on the square in Georgetown. When you walk into this 50-style diner, you'll be greeted with a smile and treated like family. Enjoy breakfast served anytime or come for lunch or dinner and enjoy a great burger, chicken fried steak, old-fashioned liver and onions, or any of the great tasting food on our menu. Goldberger Diner is located at 109 West 7th Street in downtown Georgetown. Goldberger Diner, serving great food to great people.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Eagle Field, the Coaches Show, live here at Georgetown High School again. This week, it's another week of Georgetown baseball. Congratulations are in order. It's a by-district championship for your Georgetown Eagles. 8-2 win on Thursday-Saturday combo, and then a 2-1 win Saturday afternoon against the Bastrop Bears over in Bastrop, Texas, to advance to the area round of the playoffs where they'll take on the Waltrip Rams for the second year in a row in the area round and at Waller High School. And so Thursday, Friday will be the travel days. We'll play one game on Thursday at 6 p.m. is when it's scheduled, and then Friday, two games, one being at 4 p.m., and if necessary, game three, 35, 45 minutes later there at Waller High School. And so a lot of action this past week at the by-district round. District 23 did a pretty good job. You had Weiss, Hendrickson, and Georgetown all advanced to round number 2 of the playoffs. Eastview fell to the, I believe, Anderson Trojans in their series, and the only team out of District 23 that did not advance. But a lot of good baseball again this week as Georgetown takes on a Waltrip Rams team that comes in undefeated in their district with a good record on the year, but another team that we're familiar with. We got to play last year. They brought back, I believe, 6 starters this year, 5 or 6 starters from that team from last year. So it should be a fun one between the Waltrip Rams and the Georgetown Eagles. Georgetown, we'll have a good conversation with Coach Chad Payne here in just a second, but a big win on Thursday that kind of was an up-and-down performance through about 4 innings until Georgetown got a hold of the starter, and Arriaga tired him out. And then Justin Phillips, poor guy, comes in and throws one pitch and flips the game upside down. It became a 4-1 score for Georgetown, 4-2 score for Georgetown, and then the rain hit with Connor up to bat in the 6th inning. So we go to Bastrop on Saturday. We finish that off with a big 2 RBI double by Braden Curtin, I believe it was, to the right center field, and that opened it up to an 8-2 lead, and Georgetown held on to that one and then went on the 2-1 game behind a pitching performance we haven't had to see all year. I think this team has done a great job of bullpenning the entire season. A lot of teams we'll talk to that Round Rock played us in a bullpen game on a Saturday, and Midway parents wanted to throw out. They played a bullpen game against us on Saturday. Well, Georgetown's pretty much been a bullpen team all year long when you lose the 2 starters at the beginning of the year. But what a performance on Saturday afternoon by Connor Young. 11 strikeouts, 1 under and run on the ball game, went 7 innings. I think it may have been our first complete game in 7 innings all season that the one pitcher went the whole way, and it was a great outing for Connor. And Georgetown did what they had to do to just get the win. A scrappy Bastrop team that I think surprised a lot of people. We're not afraid to swing the bat and attack, but a big win. And Georgetown advances 32-3 overall on the season to go on and take on the Waltrip Rams this Thursday and Friday. Coach Durrell, congratulations to his wife. He is not here tonight. He is at a banquet honoring her. She is the Teacher of the Year at Eastview. And so congrats to Emily Durrell and that is where Coach Durrell is tonight to be there and celebrate Emily and her achievement this year. And so I just told him in a text, thanks for sending to Coach Payne and step your game up because Emily really looks good in blue. So every time I see her wearing blue this year, we can, try to pull another good teacher over. But congrats to Emily and being recognized the teacher of the year there at Eastview High School. So we'll bring up Coach Chad Payne to join us now. You can come on whenever you want. You just throw on the headsets and it's your world. We'll live in it. It's so weird. It's only the second time in, I believe it's 4 years now. Third time? I actually got him up here to speak. This is awesome. That is true. Oh yeah, Mesquite Creek Outfitters. So we did get him in here one time to join us, and so it's Coach Chad Payne joining us now. Whoa, we'll pull one of those down. Sorry about that. Join us now live here at the Coach's Show. And Coach, I don't know if I think it's different aspects if you look at it. To fans, you'd say, well, Bastrop put up a different fight than we expected. As a coaching staff and a team, it may be we went in a little bit unprepared. For a Bastrop team who's going to swing, thinking we should handle a team that's 12-17-2 going in. But nonetheless, when it comes playoff time, you're going to get the best of everybody. They're going to attack and try to beat you in a big win to advance over Bastrop. Talk about that series and I guess the takeaways from the two-game win over the Bastrop Bears.
It's kind of like what you said. You got to give them credit because they were in the playoffs, and once you get in the playoffs, everyone's 0-0. They had a lot of confidence. They were a very aggressive team even before we played them, and I think they just said, "Hey, we're going to let it all hang out, and do our best." And we tipped our hat to them. They played really well. The first game, it took us a few innings to kind of get onto that, kind of get into that pitcher a little bit. And then, of course, they got some lucky chip hits and, choppers and a couple errors. We helped them out in that first inning and they scored the 2 runs. The more I look back on the tape, though, the more I'm impressed with the lefty that we saw in Game 2. I really wasn't checking velo during the game, to see how hard he was throwing or anything like that. I thought he was okay during the game. I didn't think he was really trying to hit his spots and just kind of throwing, in a zone. But really looking back on the film, he had pretty good velo. I was actually kind of impressed looking at it, and he did a pretty good job of staying away from us. He wasn't really trying to match contact, trying to get us to put the ball in play. He was trying to throw it away from us and get a lot of swing and miss, and he did a good job with that. He's going to be real quality in the next year. Very, very impressed though after really looking at him on film. I thought he was pretty good.
Cooper Voigt is his name, and he was a good pitcher to watch, and it'll be fun to watch next year for the Bastrop Bears. He will be that senior leader on that team. And it's funny. It seems like all year you go against some teams, some of these pitchers that you're not sure. You look at them, you watch them, but you get their best effort when they're playing Georgetown. And what a performance he threw the other night, Saturday night, over at Bastrop. But a scrappy win. This team, I've talked to Coach Durrell about this several times. This team has won in many different ways this season. This one, they got the early lead and then held on to take the win 2-1, behind in the first game until the 4th inning, 2-1, and then flipped that back and took control and ended up winning at 8-2. But this team seems to be comfortable in winning however they have to win, whether it's get behind early and come back, get that lead and hold on to it. But another fine performance. Good pitching. You only had to have 3 pitchers out of the whole staff execute in this 2-game series. Talk about that and how big that is to at least save some arms and be fresh, ready to go for week 2.
It's okay. We turn around today and yesterday and we throw 6 pitchers out here in live scrimmage. So it's actually better too, I think, to get everybody in there if we can. The way it rolled out, we only had to use 3 arms, which is fine. Connor, I don't really want Connor. Connor knows this. We talked during the game, talked after the game. With him catching and pitching, 90 is kind of the limit that I'd like to keep him at. He was at 84 going that last inning, and he asked me to go back in. I really didn't want to. I said no, and then I said, okay, you can go in, but anybody gets on, then we're gonna flip and go to the next arm. And he didn't let anybody on and end up throwing, I think it was 98 pitches. So it was definitely more pitches than what I was hoping for, from him. But he did throw well. But that's not really a goal. It's not like we go into a series and say, hey, let's keep this to 3 or 4 arms. If we have to use 12 arms, we'll use 12 arms. I don't think our guys panic at all, whether we're down for a few runs early, or even if it's a tight ball game. We really have not been in that in any kind of panic mode all year. I think our guys know we can come back from a win or come back from a deficit or even hang on in a tight game. We stayed pretty even kill, I thought, in that second game on Saturday, and honestly, with the way Connor was throwing, once we got the 1-run lead in the first inning, we were pretty safe. I thought, 2 runs we were okay.
We look forward to the Waltrip Rams now out of Houston ISD down in the Houston area. We're familiar with them to the extent of last year in the area around a 10-0 win and a 7-2 win in a 2-game sweep. What do we expect out of them this year compared to what we saw last year?
They're different, and they're a lot better, I think, this year than what they were last year. Last year, they relied on that senior pitcher, Max. His last name started with a Z. They really relied on him. He was their leader. He was their big gun, and the kids just kind of fell in behind him. This year, they don't have a guy like that. They have a decent number 1 starter. I don't know if he's a junior or senior. His name is Wesley Yeager. He's a righty. He's a tall, lanky kid, probably 6'3". He's not bad. I don't think he's as good as that kid Max was last year. They played 3 games against Randall. I saw 5 different arms, 3 starters, and I saw 2 relievers. 1 reliever, 1 little lefty reliever relieved in all 3 games. And they have a lefty starter in game 3, and they're almost identical, those 2 lefties. But they don't have that guy like they had last year with Max. Instead, what they've got is more of an experienced team with those 6 starters returning. And they play to their strength, I think. They bunt a lot. They run a lot. They probably bunt more than we do. But I think that's more their game. We can small ball, we can big ball. We can run, we can do multiple different things. They're more of a small ball running type team. They really don't mash, too well, or go over your head too much. They have a couple guys that'll just slap the ball and try to put it in play. And that's sort of what they do. They're just trying to do whatever they can to get on. Our job is to try to keep them off the bases, and when they get on the base, try to, prevent them from taking the extra bases. It's gonna put a little bit more pressure on us defensively. They will than what Bastrop did.
A question I think a lot of people would want to ask, but never really want to throw it out, and I will because I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to make the drive. In a scenario like this, you play a Houston ISD school. We're out of Georgetown, North Austin area. We're playing at Waller, 45 minutes from Waltrip, a couple of hours from Georgetown. What draws into picking a site? We talked on Saturday. It could be Tomball. It could be College Station. We didn't know, and then it ends up being Waller. What goes into that decisions and how those things are made on where we end up playing these teams and to try to get that neutral site, but where it works for both teams?
Well, with them being HISD, they're not really used to even traveling outside of Houston. And so we know they're somewhat limited. We are looking for places in between. One idea was, besides Waller, was Tomball Memorial. Probably a little bit closer to them, but we liked where the setup was, and we knew their field was open. Another option was College Station High School. That gets us a little bit closer to us, a little bit further for them. We really didn't contact them. We just kind of threw it out there and said, the College Station is not an option, but he wasn't really up for that. There's other smaller schools between here and there, like Caldwell has turf, and that's really what we're doing is we're looking for more turf fields and not any natural fields. College Station is turf. I think A&M next year, after they get all the construction done around their field, is going to be a really good option. So that could be the place where we're trying to get to, with anyone we're playing in the Houston area. But that's, we're trying to find somewhere in between. Sometimes we might have to give a little bit. They might have to give a little bit. It depends on, the personality of the coach you're dealing with, too. And like I said, Houston ISD, they're just not used to going outside of Houston. I'm not even sure if they have some limitations, being from HISD.
They have a 10-team district that they play in there in Houston. It's a lot like you see sometimes out of Austin, where some schools, they'll move up a classification to keep the schools together, to reduce the travel, to reduce the funds that it takes in that. How big of a deal is that for a school like Waltrip, coming out of a district where 7 out of the 10 teams have below 500 records overall in the season? Is that limits the amount of games they're going to get away from district, because they played 18 different district games, I believe it was in their record, 14 or 18 games. How big is that for them, and what kind of a hindrance is that for them to be able to see outside talent other than what you're faced with in district?
You know, I was in the Houston area for 15 years, so I'm kind of familiar with Waltrip. I would say within Houston ISD, you got the Bel Air. Bel Air's always been really good, and they were in the playoffs again this year. Lamar is always pretty good. They were always 1 and 2 within the HISD, area. Waltrip tended to be like number 3. Sometimes Westside was 3 or even a little bit better, and Westside's kind of fallen off. So Waltrip's kind of sitting. I don't know if you'd call them a stepchild, because they've been good. They've always been good within their district, but their opposition in the district is just weak. It just is. I won't even give you the name that I called it, but it's a really bad district. But credit to them, they go 18-0 and they had 9 shutouts. So if we were in that district, we'd expect the same thing. We'd expect to be 18-0 and have that many shutouts or more. They've played, I guess it is, 12 games outside of district, and they're 4-8. They've only beaten, Randall. They beat Waller, which isn't anything great, and they beat a private school. Anytime they played quality competition, such as a Cinco Ranch or a Katy Taylor, they've played well, but they didn't win. And I'm talking like 7-5, 7-5, 4-2, those type of scores. So they're competitive, even with the big teams. They just don't have the experience of playing or have the ability, because they have so many district games, of playing that type of competition. But they did get, I think it was the first tournament, they went into the Katy ISD tournament, which is a big one down there. And they played a lot of quality competition. They just, didn't fare very well, but they played well.
Weather-wise, it looks like possible more rain, I guess, this weekend. What does that do to the schedule? Are we in a good situation with the fact that we do have a turf facility in Waller? But how could that shake-up happen, and what could that do depending on the weather we face, kind of like we did last week?
We saw this when we were driving back on Saturday. We saw the weather. It looked then like Wednesday and Saturday were the 2 bad days, so we thought, let's try to squeeze this in on Thursday and Friday. So that's kind of why it ended up being those 2 days. Now it's showing that it's possible, Thursday, and maybe Saturday's not. Saturday's going to be even worse than what it is. We don't know. We'll wait and see. But trying to get everything in on Thursday and Friday. If Thursday were to get banged, then we'd still play the 2 games on Friday, and then the third game would flip to Saturday. If we get in Thursday game and then Friday gets banged, then obviously we move those 2 to Saturday and we play those 2. But that's what we were thinking was, and actually we wanted 2 games on Thursday. We wanted to just possibly play 2 and be done, and then have the if game on Friday. He didn't want to go for that. We understood, so that's where we gave a little bit, but he was still willing to go Thursday and Friday and not go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that was sort of our thinking behind that. Try to get in 2 days, and then if you have a rain day, then just move it back 1.
Thursday at 6 p.m. at Waller High School, and Friday, 4 p.m., and then if necessary, that game will be about 35, 45 minutes after the 4 p.m. game. And so the trip will be made. And what's the schedule for the team? When do they take off on Thursday? And what do those travels look like? How do you get them ready for the road? You got to be on the buses. What if cancellations happen? It's a lot of time on the road. How do you keep them focused in and fresh, ready to go, given the travel and everything they could face?
We'll try to just stay on our normal routine. We're going to hit on the field. Waltrip doesn't want to do that. They're not used to doing that. They did it last year. Maybe he feels like they didn't help him or it wasn't an advantage. So they're going to stay at their place and hit in the cages and then show up at the field. We're going to be there 2 hours before, and we'll do our BP. So we're going to BP from 4 to 4:45 on Thursday, and then was it 2 to 2:45 on Friday. So we're just going to try to keep the guys in a normal routine like what we would have out here in district, hitting on the field, and then still have time to have a little downtime, then get warmed up and go to showtime.
6 o'clock on Thursday. Georgetown will be the visitors on game number 1 on Thursday night. Game 2 of the series on Friday at 4 p.m. will be the home team, and then the if game becomes a coin flip situation for home between the 2 teams. But it's Coach Chad Payne. Coach, this new group of coaches, Coach Durrell, the head coach, you and James Key completing it this year, a district title again for Georgetown, sitting at 32-3. How much now getting to talk to you? The expectations coming into the year, and now where you guys sit. What was that with the coaches? As you guys met and started this year, What were y'all's expectations, and how did those play out, and what this team has done?
Okay, being honest, we knew we were going to be pretty good. We didn't think we were going to be this good. I mean, you can go back and look at what we were doing in the fall, and we were kind of up and down in the fall. We'd have a really good game, and then we'd have a bad game. We also knew we were going to be implementing some new things, and you don't know how willing the kids are going to be or how coachable, if they're going to take to it and learn. And that's been, one of the biggest pleasures this year is we told them early in the fall, there'll be some changes. There might be some things that are a little bit different, than what they're used to. Just be willing to accept it, trust us, trust the process that we're going to go through, and they all just bought in. Some of the ideas we threw at them, immediately they were like, yeah, we kind of like that, coach. And I was like, all right, great. So the changes that we've made, they were pretty willing, very coachable when it came to that, and the progression has been very good. I just didn't think 30 wins in a season. Wow. I don't know if I've never come close to that. 25 was the most I ever had in a regular season. So 30 wins, and 25 was kind of what I expected. 24, 25. 30 wins was a big, it was a big accomplishment. So they have exceeded our expectations a little bit, but it's a credit to them. They've been really willing all along to make any adjustments that we asked them to, any changes we asked them to, and now they're seeing the benefits of that. And the cool thing is, we always talk to them about during the season, at the beginning and in the middle, we're not trying to peak in a scrimmage. We're not trying to peak in tournament, first tournament. We're not even trying to peak in the district. We're trying to set ourselves up to where we're peaking when we finish district and we're going to playoffs. And I think you can kind of see that. That's right where we're at. Especially in the last 2 weeks, we're playing our best ball. When you finish district and maybe some of these kids, normal teenagers will kind of sit back and say, hey, look at what we've done, and then go over to Waco and just spank them. That right there said a lot about us. They're not satisfied, and we're just hitting our peak, and possibly could get a lot better, over the next few weeks. So that's been really, really, enjoyable, fun, to watch them grow and then progress. And then the cool thing too is seeing how many guys we got coming back. How much experience we have for next year. Probably shouldn't even be talking about that right now, but it's something cool to think about.
Before I let you get out of here, a series like Bastrop, I think the expectation level within themselves and what everyone, after you see a game like that against Midway, about the way we finished through, how do you keep them from letting that get them down, or use that as a motivator to push them in the next round with Waltrip?
Nope. What I told the kids on Saturday when we got back was I said, congratulations, you won. And all that matters right now is a W. That's the reason why we've been posting W's. That's the reason why we've been putting W's on our helmet. We haven't really been throwing stats out there and saying, hey, look at what you're doing, look at what you're doing. The only thing that matters is the win. And if you stay on that focus, which is what we've tried to have all season, then now when you get to the playoffs, then you completely understand where we're going. It doesn't matter if you win 2-1 or 20-1. Just get the W. And these kids have bought into it, and I think we're going to get a few more.
I said that was the last one. I got one more for you. You and I had a conversation after the Eastview series, and you were talking about you guys emphasizing to these boys about playing with emotion, but a controlled emotion, and not letting your emotions get the best of you. And then the example with Weiss and their loss against Hendrickson because of emotion that played into that game. How do you feel like the team's done since that point, and how they seem to play with such an even kill, whether they're up, down, but yet stay motivated and continuing to push through, coming from behind to win that game on Thursday/Saturday, and then holding on for the big win to win the series?
Right. If you don't have that type of attitude, then you're not going to have that opportunity to come back if you do fall behind. And ever since then, they've responded. They understood. We gave them the example, of this team and that team. Pointing the finger at other teams and saying, "Look at what this team's doing. They play with emotion, they're up, and then the next time they play with emotion and they're down. Do you want to be that type of team?" And everyone will sit there and say, "No, because we don't." All right, then, stay on an even keel. Trust us. Stay on an even keel. Don't get high. Don't get low. Give it your best. Play hard, just like what's on our T-shirt. Play hard and trust that you're going to get your job done, and the guy next to you is going to get his job done. And ever since then, they've responded and played to that level. Not too high, not too low.
Stay pretty good. 32-3, sitting here going in to the area round. It's Coach Chad Payne joining us now. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, I don't even know how we're doing it. We have 3 varsity players tonight. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back with a couple of the varsity players live here from Eagle Field on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Stay with us.
Fly like an eagle, spit fire like a dragon. Make some mistakes, it won't keep me lacking. Already been through it, I ain't the one tapping. Let's see who's next up. Next up. Just me and my passion. Hear all the talking, they seeing no action. We get to step on while they get the bag. And I'm with my brothers, what's happening? None of my enemies fast, and biting my style and jacket. Dropping a storm, you best get the pack. Ain't no more fashion. When I pull up
Back here live at the Eagle Nation Coaches Show from the Pavilion at Eagle Field as we talk now to one of our 3 we get to the playoffs. This is week 1 of the playoffs coaches show. We go to players that had an impact on the series. And this week we have 3 players in Cooper Thomas, and Gavin Kelly, and Connor Young that we're talking to. It's funny, in the run through the state title in 22, you had a couple players that were here, it seemed like every week, every other week, because they had major impacts on that team in each week. It's just who plays into that week. And I think we can't argue with the 3 that we have. I kept looking at stats last night just to see what the effect they had on it. And so as we talk to right now, one of the juniors, they're all 3 juniors this week. It's Cooper Thomas. Cooper Thomas, I'm looking at you. It's Connor Young joining us now. Couple of stats. The next 2 guys are going to be about their hitting. They didn't pitch this series. But we can talk about both sides of that for Connor Young. I'm going to get it right. All year I've been doing this between you 2. Sorry. Connor Young at the plate, batted .400 on the series, had 1,000 batting average with runners in scoring position, had 2 hits on the series, 2 RBIs, and then he doesn't get to run a lot, had 2 walks, but batted .400. There was 3 players that batted .400 or higher. Those are the 3 you're going to hear from tonight. But then you flip to the pitching side, and maybe the best game I've saw all season as a team thrown by one of the Eagle pitchers, and it was Connor's game 2 on Saturday. 7 innings pitched. He faced 26 batters through 98 pitches, allowed 2 hits in the game, 1 run, it was not earned, walked 3, struck out 11, 3 of them looking, and had a 0 ERA, stranded 4 runners on base, and a batting average against from Bastrop of .087. And did one thing that you don't see a lot of. In inning number 1, Connor Young recorded 4 strikeouts. That's never usually heard of in an inning. He struck out the side and +1. Just due to the drop third strike, the runner gets on as the ball got away. But 11 strikeouts, the high on the season high in any one performance. Connor, it just seemed to be rolling. As you came out every inning, I know I kept going, okay, cool, we're going to let him keep going. He's in total control of this game. How much fun was a game like that for you? You're a competitor. It doesn't matter what position they put you at. You're going to see you compete. Your level of play continues to rise as you get older and older and more experienced and more comfortable. On the mound, you just seemed to dominate in this game on Saturday. How much fun was that? And talk to us about that performance.
It was definitely fun considering they really put up a fight. I mean, obviously what Coach Penn said, they had a lot of fight because it's playoffs. I mean, they're going to go at us no matter what. So in that tight game, I mean, I did tell Coach Payne, I want to go finish it. I thought I was going the whole way through. They really like to chase a lot, so definitely attack early and get them to chase late, and I thought that really worked.
Going into inning 6 and inning 7, it's not something that a lot of pitchers in this team have done all year. Usually we'll see someone go maybe 5, enter into the 6th inning, come out, then you go to the arms in the bullpen. As you went out in the 6, as you went out in the 7, how comfortable did you feel and how excited were you to go in and have a chance to finish this one?
Really excited. I mean, considering it was really tight and I knew I had them, I mean, I wanted to go finish it, and I knew that whatever I could throw, I mean, they're going to get my best stuff, and they weren't going to get on base.
You battle against this Bastrop team. They love to swing the bat. They were not cheating themselves. They took opportunities, obviously. 8 of the 11 strikeouts, they went chasing, swinging at them. You guys, we talked to different pitchers throughout the season. You're on the mound, your confidence. What's the confidence like for your defense back there? Who you have in the outfield, who you have on the infield, knowing that the ball's put into play. They're going to have your back to complete the outs. And once someone does make contact, how much confidence does that give you on the mound, knowing what's behind you and allow you to go to work?
I mean, I love our defense. I love either one of the catchers I throw to. I love our whole infield, our whole outfield. I mean, I think we really don't make that many errors. And, I mean, I think if I can go attack early, and even if they do hit the first pitch, I mean, I got a good defense behind me that's going to get that out.
as this defense throughout the year has gone, it seems like you guys do a good job of not allowing a mistake, an error here, compound to another error in the next one. Plays are made to pick that up, to erase runners. The catching, you along with the two other catchers on this team, that's enough out of you, McDougal, already. He's excited about talking about catchers. But you guys do such a good job of not letting one mistake build and beat this defense. How comforting is that, especially when you're out at second base, when you're behind the plate in the catching side of it, to know that this defense has a confidence among themselves and amongst each other. If your partner next to you makes a mistake, you guys aren't going to let that compound. No one gets mad. It's just we move on.
I mean, yeah, I think everybody has each other's back. We all have a great brotherhood, a good trust that no matter what happens, we're gonna go get the next one. And I think it's also good that none of our players really play the exact same position every time. I mean, maybe Cooper, BK, and Colton, but everybody else, they move around and they adjust well to it. I mean, Jack too, he's usually there, but I mean, yeah, no matter where they're gonna put them, everyone's gonna go and know that they have 100% faith that they're gonna make a play.
Flip to the hitting side of the series like this. It's a battle back and forth. Arriaga on the mound on Thursday night. Finally get to Jackson Phillips and a big hit by Coop that scores a few runs, and now it changes that aspect. But then you go to the second game on Saturday, a tighter game. Not a lot of hits out there for Georgetown in that, but yet as a competitor at the plate. What's going through the mind as you guys see it's a battle with a team like Bastrop in these two games, and how do you stay focused and push yourself? Three of you guys come out with 400, and 500 batting averages on the series. But how do you push yourselves knowing that it is a battle going on right now with the pitchers they're throwing?
I mean, yeah, when we know that definitely the second arm wasn't bad at all. I mean, even the first guy, he had a good pace. We just have to know, with him, we have to slow him down. We have to execute what we're going to do and limit, attack their weaknesses. That guy in the first game loved a quick pitch, so we just had to slow him down. The other guy, I mean, we just got to execute the little things. And if we go attack, play some small ball here and there, I mean, they're going to panic, freak out, and that's where we're going to execute our runs.
How do you guys, as a group, as a team, away from the coaches, when you guys talk and are getting ready for practices and games, how do you guys, and what's the motivation now this week? On to week 2, the Waltrip Rams going into Waller to compete again against a team that you're familiar with. You were here last year on this team that beat Waller in the area round. How motivated are you guys, how excited are you guys to go onto this next level, the next round with Waltrip, and to keep that motivation high, knowing on the run you guys are on?
I mean, I think we've never been more excited for any of the games this season. I mean, we've done great. I mean, we were really excited for the tournaments, but I mean, it's playoffs. This is where, we are pumped up, and we know we can beat anybody. We know that based off that last week, anybody can beat us too. Everybody has the same level of they're in the playoffs, they want to win. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing, and we'll beat them.
One last question. How excited were you and your teammates when you heard Nederland lost in the first round?
I mean, I think it was good, but I think we wanted some revenge.
That's why I was asking, because a lot of teams, I know that name was circled out there. They've had a high ranking all year long. They've been looked at as one of the top 10 teams in 5A. It's one of those revenge series that you want to go out and compete against a team like that. But I wondered, how do you guys look at it? Hey, it's exciting. Karma gets you. You lost in the first round.
Yeah.
But yet the opportunity gone to go and try to avenge a loss in that. John, a little bit of excitement?
Yeah, I definitely think we wanted to play them, though, honestly. I mean, we definitely wanted some revenge with all the kind of drama that happened last year. But I think this year we would have took it to them. We would have beat them.
It's one of your juniors. It's Connor Young. Any shout-outs before I let you get out?
My parents and all my teammates.
It's Connor Young, live here on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Quick timeout. We come back with Gavin Kelly, Cooper Thomas. Stay with us live at Eagle Field.
all in it. Life like Christ, gotta stand.
Back here live at the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Try to get a little volume in there. Hopefully that's better. Joined now by number 22, Gavin Kelly. Number 6, Cooper Thomas. We'll get the names right eventually. This is the, in this series, it was the 1-9 combo, which turned out to be the 9-1 combo. Gavin Kelly led the team this season, or this series against Bastrop, batting .500 for the series. He went. We switch back to the, you'll see I was excited about the logos. I got those in for the dads and Gavin Smith. I don't know if Gavin saw it yet. His brothership logos we got on here. But into the hitting you go. Gavin Kelly, 6 plate appearances, 3 hits, 2 singles, a double. Scored 1 run. Cooper Thomas, 5 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 triple, a home run, 5 RBIs, 3 runs scored. But it became the 9-1 combo. You did such a good job of, and we've talked about it during the season of how important it is to get the whole lineup going and get that bottom lineup, turning it back over to the top of the lineup and let this machine run. And it worked well this weekend. Gavin, it just seemed like things were coming to you, the double down the line in game number 1. And just that you were seeing the ball well. And as you guys battle, and we talked to you not too long ago about how many different positions you can play. You'll be a shortstop or in the outfield. Some games you'll bat, some games you won't. You get in and get put into that role in this series and then step up, hit .500 in a big series. How much fun was that, and what's going through the mind when the lineup card is made? Hey, it's my turn to go perform, knowing the job you have in that 9-hole to get it right back up to the top of the lineup and let this show go on for this team.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. My job as the 9-hole is just to get on base and let the big guys hit behind me. So it was a lot of fun.
It seemed like we were struggling at times against Arriaga and Voigt, but it seems like you were comfortable in that role. The big bunt single there on that loaded the bases at one point before the big shot to right center field in game 1. As you're going through that, what's going through your head as you see this team? Do you guys individualize it, or do you work together when it seems like things aren't going very well? You're trailing 2-1 going into that 4th inning, and it seemed like the battle was back and forth between the two teams. Is it individualized? My job is to go get my job done in the 9-hole and turn it back over? Or is it, hey, guys, we as a team need to go get our jobs done?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, obviously I know my job and everybody knows their job, and I don't think we're very experienced. Well, I'd say we're good at playing from behind and no matter where we are in the game. So
2 first pitches you saw. 1, Jackson Phillips. He comes in relief there in the bottom of the 4th inning in game number 1, or top of the 4th inning in game 1. He throws a pitch to you. It's deposited, 1 hopper off the right center field wall, a triple to score 3 runs, flip the game upside down from 2-1 to a 4-2. And then game number 2, Voigt decides to throw you a beautiful pitch to start off game 2. The first pitch of the game is deposited over the wall for another home run. I'm not sure people haven't learned to not throw you a really good first pitch. How much fun is that? And is that what you're looking for? When you go up there, is to attack right away. If they give you that best first pitch to try to get ahead in the count, that you're ready just to jump on them.
Yeah, for sure. If the first pitch is there, I definitely want to hit it. And for our home game, it was a lot of props to the bottom of our lineup, just like GK bunting, and then I think Gavin or Caleb led off the inning with a walk, and the triple's pretty, but the only reason it happened is because of our guys. And the second game, I just saw my pitch, that middle and away pitch, and I'm good at hitting that.
What kind of excitement goes through your head when you open up a game like that? In a game number 2 where if Georgetown wins, they advance. And then you started off first pitch of the game. Now we have the lead. What's going through your head in that, and how much confidence does that build for you guys to now go, hey, we're in control to start. Now let's run with this.
Yeah, I mean, I try and not think too much up there and just have a clear mind and attack when I see that first pitch. And, yeah, it definitely gave us a lot of confidence and just kept scoring or one more.
You talk about this, the bottom lineup, bringing it back up to you and turning this lineup over, getting back to the top for you and Jack and Connor. When you're up there and you lead off a game, but then you get into a situation like that in the 4th inning, you become that 4th batter who then has an opportunity to make a game-changing hit because guys have gotten on base with a beautiful bunt towards third, a walk, reaching on an error, forcing mistakes by this other team. What part of that do you like the most? Do you enjoy that when it's brought back around to you and there's opportunities to force the action to make a hit and bring them in? Or is it, I don't care, just give me a bat in a batter's box and I'm ready to go?
Yeah, I don't think the situation matters. I definitely love hitting with people on more than no one on, but I do have confidence in myself to be that leadoff guy too, or I'm the 4-hole in a 4th inning.
Stolen bases this year. One thing we talked about earlier in the year, and now we're looking, I believe it's 40, we looked at Mom, 46? I think it is. 45, 46 on the year as Dory pulls up Game Changer. One thing that we watch about this team as you guys get on base is having fun on the base pass, trying to draw the attention of these pitchers, and you see a lot of activity from the Bastrop pitchers. They did not like runners on base. They paid them a lot of attention of stepping off. Some throws over, some you get in their head. How much fun is that, and how much is it individual, or is that a strategy for you guys of create havoc on the base pass, try to force mistakes from the other teams?
Yeah, it's definitely a strategy. We're very good at small ball, and stealing bases we're very good at. And then when the pitcher's distracted and leaves one over the plate, pretty much everyone in our lineup can hit it over the wall or off the wall or some big extra base hit.
GK, you got this, the trust in the coaching staff. Some games you're hit for, some games you hit. What's that confidence like now after a big weekend series like that when it was trusted, hey, you're in the lineup and you're hitting here, and then to go out and produce? How much does that build your confidence and get you ready for on to the next round?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, whether I'm hitting or not, I'm just ready to help out my team and do my job.
So I have to ask you, too, the same I asked Connor. What was the thought process inside your own heads when Nederland lost?
Oh, for me, I definitely wanted to play them, and I know the rest of our team definitely wanted some revenge. I know GK wasn't there last year, or he was. He got pulled up, but
Yeah, I didn't play.
I'm sure he definitely wanted some revenge too.
Was there any joy to know they lost?
Oh, yeah.
How do you guys get ready, and how ready are you for this next round? Waltrip we faced last year in the area round at Waller. How ready is this team, is this group to go and to compete at this next round? With the obviously the loftier goal is to continue on these playoffs, but how ready is this group to go compete?
Yeah, we're definitely ready, just staying with our process and expect to do the same thing we did last year.
Practices this week. After you let the by-district round go, you're looking forward to the area round and the next competition. How have practices been this week for you guys to push each other, but yet stay motivated, ready to go, and not feel like you get worn out? It's the long part of the season. You're 35 games in. How do you stay ready and motivated and not get worn out, tired, and drugged down?
You know, I think it's just about reps. Coach has talked about it. We've had the same process for like the same 3 weeks now. It's just about getting reps in and getting ready for those Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thursday night, 6 o'clock. Shout-outs for it. Let you get out of here.
Just my parents, my teammates, and God.
Mr. Kelly?
My parents, the Booster Club, and God.
There you go. And it is awesome. Booster Club with everything done, bringing the team dinners out here at the Pavilion on a Tuesday night to give people time off. And the rest of the week, getting ready for a Thursday run at Waltrip in Waller. It's number 6, Cooper Thomas. Number 22, Gavin Kelly. Live here on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. We'll take a quick time out, come back and wrap it up here at Eagle Field. Stay with us.
Royalty, put blame on me. Hate my trend, word up OG. Watch how you talking your tone. Wanna be on, you cannot make me a clone. You already know T versus T. T, 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 tagging the limits won't fit the criteria. Here in hysteria, stay in America. Hang around you and your crew's embarrassing. Take that sneak post down, flexing on me is hilarious. Don't take it from me, I put it in work. Listen to see where I've been. I ain't the foretelling by the masses. Read by the scroll of my saber and pen. Put down the mic and he calling me in. Can I receive it? Do it for them. Cause it's all on me. You living and breathing within. Bird,
Back here live on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Booster Club president for a few more weeks. And the food was good, Jeff.
Thank you.
It was amazing. You continue to knock it out of the park each and every week. And another beautiful night for a team dinner tailgate out here at the pavilion at Eagle Field. But a couple of things. Thursday, Friday, we're on the road to face the Waltrip Rams. But playoff shirts, district championship shirts, put that out there.
Yeah, so parents, y'all may want to listen to this if you hadn't been listening. So Kevin Kelly has set up over the merch shed. If you ordered district champ shirts and playoff shirts, you can go over there and go purchase them. He doesn't have them separated. You're going to have to kind of remember what you ordered through him, but he's at the merch shed. So when you leave here, go by there and get yours. We don't want to overbuy because we still have freshmen and JV teams that need to buy theirs. So just buy what you ordered to begin with on that, and then we have extra, we'll let everybody know. But please go by there on your way out and get your shirts.
Another thing to mention is Connor Young, who we talked to earlier, and I did mention it while he was up here, was nominated for one of the Players of the Week in the area. And so on the social medias, look for that. There should be a posting, either Georgetown Eagle Baseball, Coach Durrell, anybody that posted it, to go out there and vote for Connor Young. I tell you what, if anyone deserves it, what a week he had in that two-game series against the Bastrop Bears with batting .400, throwing 7 innings of 2-hit ball and 11 strikeouts. No one more deserving than our own Connor Young. So it's an opportunity to go out there and make sure you vote and send out a special opportunity to highlight one of our players in the Central Texas area. As this team, I think, has popped up on a lot of radars unexpectedly from a lot of people this year. But head over to the merch shed, opportunity to pick up your shirts. They need to pay too?
Yes, got to pay. You can pay right there with just your card, Apple Pay, all the normal stuff, how we pay with everything else.
And if you need help, David Flegel will be there. He's got his card ready to go if you need some help out. So we appreciate you, David, and all the that you do for all of us. We appreciate it. He wasn't ready for that, but we're going to do it. It's Georgetown Eagle Baseball on the road this week at the Waller High School. There's a Buc-ee's right nearby, so at least you can get there, hydrate, and to the field. It's a 6 p.m. start. We are visitors on Thursday night at 6 p.m. Any theme to it? Are we wearing blue? Are we wearing black? Are we wearing white? Is there a
– I don't know.
What's the team wearing?
Pins. Side black and pins.
So we're going to be wearing black jerseys.
So I would say let's wear the black playoff shirts.
So
playoff shirts are in black. Let's wear those on Thursday.
Anything but maroon or Texas Tech colors will be appreciated. So black would be great, Jack. It's mainly towards Jack Kiki. But Thursday night, 6 o'clock at the Waller High School. If you can't be there, we will have the call of the game here on the NFHS network, the No Free High School Sports. Look for it there. That's where it will be on Thursday, Friday for games 1, 2, and 3 if needed Friday night. And so we will have the call if you want to share that with your family members if they can't make it. It is a little bit of a drive here from Georgetown. But come out and support these kids. They sit at 32-3. Your by-district champions, your district champions, and they look to battle the Waltrip Rams for an area championship. Jeff, thanks for the food tonight.
Yep.
Thanks for the tailgate. It was awesome again, and all the families that were out here. And as far as I can tell you, it's just time to go root on some more Eagle baseball.
Absolutely.
Have a good night, everybody. And remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind.
Visit Camp Brightside and enjoy great food and drinks in our rustic dining room or on the huge covered patio. Camp Brightside is not just great food and drinks, but unmatched atmosphere that includes outdoor games, a wiffle ball field, and an outdoor stage. Camp Brightside is located at 8701 Ranch Road 2338 Williams Drive, near Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Camp Brightside is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show each Wednesday at 6 p.m. For food and fun like nowhere else in Georgetown, visit Camp Brightside and stay a while.